Okay, we are live. We're live. I am happy. This
Yes.
Herpreneur virtual book tour is going great. We have another woman of God, another author. Her name is Keiaundria Wilson. Let's welcome her to the book tour. Welcome to the book tour.
Hello, everyone.
How are
I'm
you
so
doing
excited to
today?
be here. I'm
I'm
doing awesome. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us who you are, where you're from, the name of your book, and why you name it the book that you named.
Okay. Okay. So my name is Keiaundria Wilson, and I am actually from Knoxville, Tennessee. The name of my book is Life at a Glance, and my book, Life at a Glance: Single, Married, and Togetherness, it's a self-published book. It's a self-help book, and it's broke down into two volumes. There's a volume one, which is living the life as a single parent, and then volume two focus on marriage and building on a blended family. Okay, so one of the things about Life at a Glance that gave me the name, and I do have my book to show, Life at a Glance.
Good. Okay, good.
Okay, so it's basically when looking back over my life, and when the Lord has actually dropped it in my spirit to write the book. I never had imagined to write a book, never, other than journaling, down my life path. And I became pregnant at the age of 15, freshman in high school, and I did not want to be the next high school dropout. And I faced those fears, and at this time, pressing through pressing through that hardship and pressing through those fears that I had and I carried, as time went by, graduating high school, graduating from college, I have my two kids and I have my two great nephews, and I was in a marriage. And at that point in time, I had just got married, and I was sitting at the field with my kids, and we are always active. And the Lord dropped it in my spirit as I'm continuing to journal over my life, because I'm sitting in a place that I thought I would never be sitting in. I graduated high school, I graduated college, and then I'm married. So that excitement, that it was just an exciting place for me. And I never, I desired to have all of those things, but to obtain it, again, there was a self-doubt. There was a lack of self-confidence that I struggled with. And so just to see that, I began to write, and the Lord said, write the book. So I'm looking back, and that's where Life at a Glance came from. And Single, Married, and Togetherness as a subtitle, because I was, the Lord had gave me the strength and the strength, the power, the comfort, the confidence, everything that I needed to get to that place.
Wow. So tell me this right here. At 13, what would you tell your 13-year-old self?
I would say, accept nothing but greatness, and do not devalue who you are.
Wow.
And I say that, do not accept nothing but greatness, because I was that teenager. I was that young girl who didn't really know any better. When you know better, you do better. And so when you start comparing yourself to other people, you want those things. And when I was younger, I was that chubby, heavy set girl. So there was a lot of people. The images is what I desired. And I wanted to wear the cute clothes. I wanted to do these different types of things. So I started doing things that devalued me, who I was, until I become wiser. And when I became wiser, I no longer accepted the things that I used to accept. I no longer allow myself to get into the things that I allowed myself then to get into. So you have to know who you are in Christ. Everything that God created, He created good. So I had to understand that I was of good value. I was a wonderful queen, and I didn't look at myself as that once before.
Wow, 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 wow. So, what will you tell an inspired author about launching your book? Like, what advice can you give them?
Okay, so one, I would say pray.
Mhm.
Because as I said, when the Lord dropped it in my spirit to write, and I was like, me? Like, really me? Like, I know I don't know where to start. And you telling me to write a book? Like, writing and making it a book is two different things. You know, I can journal, but to make it a book, like, again, that self-doubt. So I was like, okay, Lord. I was like, if this is you, I need you to connect the pieces. You know, I really need you to connect the pieces. And so the Lord continued to connect the pieces. I was like, okay, Lord, I'm going to continue to write. But until then, I need you to let me know this is you really speaking and give me the words to speak. And I was like,
Right.
okay. So at that point in time, one, I began to start praying. You know, I'm talking to him, and you know, we're praying, but we're also talking to him. So I'm having conversation with him. So I position myself to have conversation with him. So pray and see as I began to pray, as I began to have conversation with him, and the Lord dropped something on Facebook. He used media and someone that was in my local town that had wrote a book, and it was like if she can do it, I can do it, you know.
Right.
So he began to place those things that was boosting my confidence and to let me know, hey, this is him really speaking to me. So even him giving me that, you know, connecting me and networking others, you know, to me. And I was like, okay, Lord, okay, so what's next? I understand, okay, you showing me this. So he began to show. So you pray and he will show you. You ask for the next steps, he would give you the next steps. So I began to keep writing. I began to continue to pray. I continued to have conversation with him. And then the next piece was connected. And that next piece was the Souls White House, which is here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I had no clue that the Souls Writing Center was located here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So he connected me with that individual, and we took everything that I had written, and we start basically formatting everything, you know, titles, because I didn't know. I'm just writing. I didn't know. I wasn't thinking about the titles. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about, you know, the format. I wasn't thinking about all of the other things that came with it. So my encouragement to say, keep writing, keep writing. When it drops in your spirit, write it down. It doesn't have to always make sense. He will give you the nuggets. He will give you the connection. So just accept those nuggets. When certain things drop into your spirit, write it down, and you know, and then the rest will come. Because I even paused for a second. I paused for a second because I said, okay, now that I have gotten here, because even the Souls Writing Center helped me bring things visually together because I didn't see it. So they helped me to visually see things. And I was like, okay, now we're getting to the Edison. I'm like, Edison, that's fear again. So I start praying. I was like, okay, Lord, you know, you done brought me from A to B to C, but now I'm stuck, you know, so that self-doubt set in, that fear set in again. So I'm praying, you know, so we got to remove those things out the way. We got to get those things out the way. So he did. He connected me with someone that was actually close in my circle that had taught one of my kids that was really good in English. And her son, she was like, I got the right person for you. She's like, my son does the editing at the University of Tennessee for their newspapers. I was like, what? So I was all excited. I'm like, okay, Lord, okay, I see it. So that I had to continue to pray, continue to communicate and talk with him, and he continued to connect the pieces. So that's what I would tell, you know, that person that's looking to write the book, that's at that beginning place of writing the book, but don't want to continue to move, or don't know where to start. Either don't know where to start, pray, have a conversation with God. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, have a conversation with him. And then again, just accepting those nuggets. Every nugget he give you, every download, write it down. And it will all make sense later. And don't worry about, because I was worried about the grammar. I was like, okay, I am terrible with grammar. You know, so it's like, don't worry about the grammar. Just get it down. Just write it down. You know what I'm saying? As I'm writing it down, I'm also praying. I'm saying, Lord, I was like, I need you to speak through me, because I don't want to do this without you. I need you to speak through me. I need you to make sense of what I'm writing, because I don't want to just be writing anything. So those are times where I will write, but then I would go back and I will read, or I would have someone else to read. So Write it down.
So where do you get your book from? Where can we pick up a copy of your book?
My book is on Amazon.
Okay.
And then I also have a page that's Life at a Glance Books. That's with the S.com.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you for coming on to talk about your book. Let us see it one more time. What's the name of it? Got your Life at a Glance. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the.
It's broke down, like I said, it's broken down into 2 volumes, volume 1 and volume 2. And just to kind of give y'all one more just kind of tip of the volume 1 and where I shifted from and transitioned from becoming pregnant at the age of 15 and just getting to that place where I am today is through determination. Chapter 1 is on determination. Chapter 2 is on pressing through. Chapter 3 is shifting to what is right. And who are you? You know, who are you? A lot of times as women, we don't know who we are. And knowing the difference, and when you don't understand. Those are some of the chapters that's in that volume 1.
Wow. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on our Herpreneur. We'll look forward to doing some things with you in the future. And you have an amazing day.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Bye-bye. All right, that was great, guys and ladies. Don't forget to check her out. Author Wilson, Keiaundria Wilson. That's who she was. And she have a series 1, series 2. Check her out. Follow her page. Make sure you are supporting her. She's on Amazon. She also has a website, and I'm gonna get her to put that website on this particular live so you guys can reach her in case you want to purchase her book. I know it's an amazing book. Step out on faith and let's support our editors. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next 15 minutes for the next interview.